So we see that the question of asking is what is the result of what they did and what happened. Where's the disease that you're talking about? What was, in other words, what was it all for? Is the question we must ask. And what is the result? While many stand aside and look, you see what I'm saying? What is the result? Was there a great solution? Was there something? Because there was nothing other than what took place and what happened. In other words, if I say something's coming, something's going to happen, this, that, and the third. And aside from our country, you know what I'm saying, with all its states and so forth, there are 33 other nations in affiliation with me and the wickedness that I'm doing. And in that, they all say at the same time, in coincide, like a domino effect and a global aspect, and many of the things they set out their mouth, to where it went all the way around those 33 nations, including the United States, 34, whatever, and all said the same thing, all at the same time, in a domino global effect. Now, that's impossible. That's impossible. Impossible. To the urgency and the criminality of weaponization against the people in a vulnerable point. Okay? In a vulnerable point. Now, the vulnerability of that point has to come from a position that cannot be questioned. This is why we saw so much of the censorship and what is going on right now, because it cannot be questioned. Once the plan is initiated, no, once the plan has been set over the many years it took to set it, and then it comes to the time of the Big Bang Theory, you know what I'm saying? And it goes down in its aspect, you see the mass of confusion that will take place. This is how you know. It's as simple as that. Notice it. Over all the years and coming up all the way, even going back to 2016 and probably before, and coming all the way through, there was a mass of confusion in itself all the time to where even the news carried every bad story that you could think of traumatizing the people. Now, a lot of people like to say that it traumatizes the white community, but all the African people up there doing crimes and shit when, white people did even probably that and 10 times more. So the Arab boy and the rest of them. But at the same time, They say it traumatizes the white people and they're scared of black people and all kinds of stupid shit. But what you think it did to black people in their neighborhood, you know, post PTSD, to where you even saying that was true. So in itself, now when we look at that aspect, and I have all 34 countries saying the same thing that I'm saying because the plans was already set in motion years ago with Billy the Goat Gates to say, you understand what I mean, and many others. You know what I'm saying, that were going into Africa and different places and doing these different these things. So, you know, when it came to the aspect of this thing to happen, we saw the closest amount of craziness that we ever saw in a long time. You know what I'm saying? You know, they full of shit. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, we saw that. And then the aspect of the various aspect of the people being told this and told that, and then the conflict of this going back and forth between Trump and Andrew Folk Party and sucker ass Weasel, you know what I'm saying, a murderous son of a gun, you know what I'm saying? You know, and they doing all of this, and then it came up to where the people got put in a position, and the position was put, and then they had to go down the road, and they had to go get the jamboree, jamboree, you know what I'm saying, up the news, and then over there and get the one hung, you know what I'm saying, ping in your ass. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, when you see that happening across, and then it became a global understanding, we start to see the trickery and in the game, which I saw before because you know many have been discussing it in where we're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And we saw that happen, and we knew right then and there that this is what it was. It wasn't about that. It was about this. It wasn't about saying that this is true and this is and prove it and research and facts and all that. No, it was about that said, done, signed, go, run, get, and boom. And there was no and there was no slowing it down. So at the same time, when you see that happening, and all 34 nations are involved in this thing, imagine what they did to the people across the planet for many, many years. In every country, even Africa as a whole. Because you have allowed yourself to be a part of something that is not true, but only built on using you. That's it. No more than using a garbage bag. But they're going to use you. So now we see 2024 coming up, and now they're talking about five more, another year. Y'all niggas better get ready. So we know that the plan is set into place. So there can be only two things in that plan from what we see scientifically is that the blam is now a wham bam thank you man. So when that time come and the election is about to go on and this thing, we're gonna see the same ramping up of what we saw in in the election of 2020. The Black Lives Matter, the people, the groups, the killing, the shooting, the boxing, the doubling, the jab, all that shit, the chaotic, the black nigga killed, the black nigga get killed, this one get killed, that one got murdered, she gets some bombs, the took it to boom, took it to bomb. But it might not even be like that in a sense, it might just be a flip of one switch. Of one switch. Because when we look at the vibrations that we are feeling right now, something is even echoing a ringtone across the balance. To where they'll even ask you, do you hear any ringing in your ear? Yeah, we've been hearing it a long time. So we know that that aspect has been tested and being tested. So even in its aspectability, or whatever you want to say, or I say, we know that there is a higher plan based on that is going to bring forth a catastrophe to the general population to the point of laws that are supposedly signed into law that will make it go into this free fall and might even stall the election, indefinitizing the demon Democrats to remain in power. So this year, people have to start to look at your vote, look at how you looking at everything in life, looking about humanity, looking about the survival of yourself, even in the groups of humanity outside of your chaotic ass trying to take everything from someone else in a dictatorship, blood sucking vampire son of a bitch, you know what I'm saying, and stand up as a true warrior and a true valiantness of man in itself and show the true strength and power and become the marvel that you should be. And the statue says this was one of the greatest fighters or the greatest warriors we ever known. You see, and we praise, give thanks and praise, not worship, but thanks and praise to that individual long after he's gone. But many only are bent on chaos, straight chaos. And we're about to see that if we're not careful, because they mean that they do not want Donald J. Trump to win that office. So we know there's going to be some crazy shit going down. Now, prior to now and 2020 and what we saw, Black Lives Matter and all these different anti-Black Lives nutcase, jackass, idiot, and all types of other groups out there protesting, and even regular people out there protesting some of the dumbest shit we ever heard, like defund the police and so forth on. I couldn't believe politicians was even out there with them, and so forth and so on. You know what I mean? And the border and the invasion of our country from all directions. You know what I'm saying? Billions and billions of people are pouring in, and they're not going to be having the American values like you do. So when you speak about a replacement theory, I got news for you. They've been doing that shit a long time ago. So you're just catching up on what we understand. But I knew about these types of things many years ago. It's very sad when people can't come together and let governmental rules, policies, executive orders, and so on actually change the course of time based on the tranquility of the line that's drawn between to create and keep, or to keep, not to create, but to keep what is the tranquility of life away from corruption by politicians. So we have to start to look at this more that we seriously do. You know, and this Republican Democrat back and forth shit that stop. Because as the president of the United States, myself, you know what I'm saying, many things would have to change. This is why they're going to make sure that many people don't become presidents. Because they know full well that you might have a set of ideologies and righteousness about you that you would do certain things that they don't want to happen because they like the death, the killing, the murder, the corruption, the carrying on. I tell you the truth, but underneath I'm still digging you in your nose. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you some more truth, and then I'm going to bomb your motherfucking country while you're sitting over here worshiping me. And then, you know what I'm saying, I rob you blind of your cash while you busy, you know what I'm saying, supporting me. You know what I'm saying? And then I do all types of shit to you with the taxes, your money, and this, and fun wars, and killing, murder. And you know, you still, you know, so you still, you know, come after and support me with all your might to where you'll fight. You know what I'm saying? Because you look white like me. You know what I'm saying? And so forth on and so. But I'll tell you so more truth and so more facts. And I'm gonna give you a little bit here, I'm gonna give you a little bit there. Then later on, to come right back and take you right back to double that, triple that, because you're white and you look like me, or you're black and you look like me. As the president of the United States, a lot of that bullshit has got to take second stage. The first stage is to get this country cleaned out. I don't care about your wickedness and your bullshit that you're doing on the ground and everywhere else. You take that shit and go carry on. And just make sure that you don't affect the common people. Because it seems like to me, these people always want to fuck with the common people. I don't get it. Rather than take the fight over there somewhere on an island between y'all jackasses who wants to fight that stupid shit, and y'all go over there and, you know, knock each other head off, you know, you want to bring it up into the club. You want to bring it to every party to where somebody gets shot, killed, or murdered. You want to bring it up into the United States to where you've been doing garbage so long, as if you pile it all up, it definitely will make you throw the fuck off. Period. Especially what they have done to black people and many other races. And you want to bring that into the United States. What is invasion on our land, and all types of shit. The creep Joe Biden was no more than a key fucking figure, nutcase pedophilia jackass they used, and Barack Obama, Bush Jr., and all the rest of them signing contracts and bills and all types of shit, and no more apart than the wickedness put them all together that we call the deep state. You know what I'm saying? We have to look at our voters here. We have to look at the whole aspect now and come off a lot of that bullshit that we're on. Because if I was the president, I'm telling you, a lot of this shit would have to stop. Because for me to distribute the wealth on an even basis, on all aspects, jobs, police officers, firemen, postal workers, garbage men, picking up your garbage, all that would have to be examined down the line. All that other deep state wicked shit that y'all carried on, Kennedy and Maryland and all that other, y'all take that shit. And any interplanetary humanoid being that is here or is overlooking here must understand that this aspect must be, as a president, that I must make sure that all affiliations are made correctly. There should be none that is a trumped up one, such as we see with the Gaza Strip and the different shit that's going on there, such as we see in Ukraine and the shit that's going on there, such as we see in Iraq and Iran, and we still soldiers, our soldiers are still there, spreading our soldiers all across the planet Earth as if you know what I'm saying, is God. As a president, no, no, no. My people come first. Not just black people only, of course, but my people, as the United States is concerned, will come first. There will be no secondary until we get all things into perspective so that you can enjoy the tranquility of life and all and your women, not in all chaotic ways. And the women enjoy their men and raise children and so forth and so on in the rightful aspects of things and that. There would have to be an overhauling of the medical field. You see, all that's in the medical field that is corrupted in the medical field will have to go because it's stinking. You know what I'm saying? You would have to put a reformation in my government, in my country, as the president, to the best healthcare this side of the whole wide world. Not making the healthcare system into an industry where you're bleeding the people's pockets dry and their body as well. You know what I'm saying? So the medical field would be one of the number one aspect places that I would be very hard on as a president, as a president, because it would have to be a number one facility no matter where it is on American soil. And the science of it would have to be also number one, not used as a tool to destroy the people. Number three, when it comes to our borders, it must be secured in all ways and manned at all times. There will be no sliding and slipping and jiving over in other countries such as South America and causing such corruption and such affiliation to know when to execute such a plan that we have seen and still see. Number four, number four, which would be number one, is our military would need a complete overhauling and the structure of command in itself. Because we must make women and men the strongest that we can. Not what we've seen that you told them they have to do or they get fired. And then we're hearing all type of atrocity or woke and the raping and killing of women in the military and men, all kinds of stupid shit. Attacks on our troops in foreign land when we should not be over there as an invading occupational police force and disrespecting our soldiers in this way. Number five, when it comes to the common citizen and the wealth of their pocket, as far as the money they need or the things they need to be able to enjoy a tranquil life from beginning to its passing, would be in number one. In number, even if it's number five, still fits in the number one category as one of the first and utmost aspects that will be because if people are going to pay for Medicare, medical, and all these different things, you know what I'm saying? As the price go up, so will their pocket money go up. You jackass. So they'll be able to pay for it if they had to come out of pocket and still not see their funds completely wiped out. So, and when it comes to groceries, housing, you know, and all the other things that you may want to buy to enjoy life, you know what I'm saying, will be. You know what I'm saying? Not just for drug selling and bullshit and buying drugs and getting high. Because we would have to test you if we're going to be giving you that type of money. We're going to have to make sure that we see everything that you do with that money. I don't care if it's $1 billion, $1 million, or whatever. All people going to have aspect of getting a certain amount of economical status that will sustain them even through time. That if war do ensue, they will see the quality of what they're fighting for, what they're fighting for. You see? Our roadways, our structures, and many other things will have to all be taken a look at all across the United States. When it comes to our foreign policy, that will have to be straightened out as well. You know what I'm saying? And any resource that any one person is sitting on top of, you know what I'm saying, has to be shared. Not by force, but by collaboration, understanding the needs of the common people and the world as a whole. So, as the President of the United States and the President that sits upon the Commander in Chief seat and is looked upon as a great country all across the world, my job is to maintain that. But we have people that have been destroying it for years and have dug deep to where they think they're going to just do us any kind of way, turn everybody into a zombie and have them eating one another while they underground watching a big screen TV and watching the chaos and the killing and the murdering and the looting and the killing and the rape and everything on guan, laughing, having caviar and drinks and smoking fat signature cigars and doing their ritual nastiness as well. And got the tanks ready in case we decide to go down there and get them. They're gonna set that gas off. And all type of crazy shit they got contingency plan because for them to make predictions like that, what about you? Is the question. Because when they're done with us, guess who's next? So this is point blank say loyalty and betrayal is two things that you must look at. Because when you have that loyalty, betrayal is a motherfucker. So we have to look at the aspect and remember that point blank is watching. So this is point blank said, farewell, keep thinking, stay strong, and never, never stop pushing on until the day of your rest. Farewell, my friends. We will meet again. One.